Before this video starts, I'd just like to say that this is a rumour. Do not treat this as fact. If I see one comment that says, this is fake, or this isn't real, then I'm sorry. This is a rumour. That means that it might not be true, but it might also be true. With that said, let's get on with the video. So I realised that yesterday's video was a bit of a downer, and I felt quite down making it. And I know that it's not been confirmed that Ruth is a pre-Hartnell incarnation of the Doctor, but it kind of looks like they're doing that whole thing. So, as I said, that was just my raw reaction to that idea. As I said, that's why I called it the initial reaction. My reaction might change depending on, the future episodes. With that said, we've got some big news, some big, interesting news. Not necessarily good, especially if you're not a fan of the Chibnall era, which I'm not really. But this is huge. So, apparently, this is according to one of my sources, so I will stress again, it is a rumour, and is not to be treated as fact. So take the biggest grain of salt that you possibly can. Apparently, Davros is coming back for Christmas, and more specifically, there is going to be a Dalek civil war for Christmas, similar to Remembrance of the Daleks, where obviously you got two Dalek factions fighting against each other. Now this would align with what we've heard and what we've seen from the set of the Dalek episode. If you remember a while back, pictures leaked about the Daleks coming back. One new Dalek design that was black.
Oh, it's Doctor Who! Mad! Oh, it's Doctor Who! Mad! Oh, it's Doctor Who! Mad!
So it makes sense that perhaps those ones and the Time War ones or something else, maybe some other Daleks, they're obviously fighting it out for, I don't know, the Earth. I'm not sure. We don't know yet, but I'm just speculating. But yeah, so apparently Davros is coming back with a Dalek civil war at Christmas. It's supposed to be a big surprise, apparently. Similar to the Captain Jack reveal, as my source says there. So yeah, this is a very interesting bit of news, because obviously we know that the Daleks are coming back. We've seen it. So at least we can't not confirm that they are coming back, because we've literally seen images of them. And it would make sense to bring Davros back as well, because if you think about it, the last time we would have seen him would be in Series 9, I believe, Magician's Apprentice, Witch's Familiar, being the last time that we saw him. So in that case, it makes sense to bring him back to the Chibnall era. Chibnall seems to be throwing everything out this series in terms of returning villains, and they don't get much bigger than the Daleks and Davros. Not even just the Daleks and Davros, but a Dalek civil war, something which a lot of fans have been very vocal about, saying that they want another one. And I can see why, because Remembrance of the Daleks was so fantastic, and the concept behind two Dalek factions fighting each other because they don't believe that they're pure, basically, they don't believe that one is pure over the other. It's a really great concept, so bringing it back is something that fans have wanted for a while. Ever since the show was revived, I would say. Is Chibnall the right man to do it? Maybe not. I just hope that they don't go really ham-fisted on the, oh, you're not like us, that makes you bad angle of it, which, unfortunately, I might be able to see him doing, but we'll see what happens. I am interested to see how that goes. As I said in the previous video, if they reveal in the finale, or in the special, or whatever, that Ruth is the Doctor in a previous incarnation, that'll be it for me. So that Dalek Civil War will mark the last episode of the new era that I watch, if that turns out to be true. Like I said, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it'll be some alternate universe or parallel universe or Pete's World or something like that. But I just hope to God that they don't go through with that, because honestly, it would just be terrible. But anyway, Dalek Civil War, similar to Remembrance of the Daleks. I don't know whether the guy who does Davros for New Who is coming back. I'd assume so. My source also said that there's not a lot he can show, obviously, because it's all been filmed in a studio. All of Davros' scenes are in a studio, so there's not really much in the way of proof. So yeah, this is some really big news, if true, because, as I said, a Dalek Civil War event, it doesn't get much bigger than that in terms of Doctor Who related events. I think the only thing you could probably say would be bigger is that if we had another Time War, essentially. So yeah, and it would make sense with the current mantra of Series 12, which seems to be bring back as many things as possible to try and get viewership up, which seems to be what's happening. Because I was talking to Channel Pub about this. Series 12 feels very reactionary, and I know Chris Chibnall says that he doesn't read reviews, but as I said, it feels very reactionary. He's gone from bringing back no villains at all to bringing back all of them. So this would make sense. The Daleks, as we know, have already been seen, so we know that they're coming back at some stage. A Christmas special would make sense, considering the failed reception of both Resolution and Spyfall, respectively, in terms of viewership anyway. In terms of, like, Resolution, I think got about, was it 5 million? And Spyfall about 6. So after 2 attempts, I think the BBC would say, alright, New Year's Day isn't working, put it back on Christmas. Because, to be fair, that's the day where people are going to be wanting to watch TV. Whereas I feel like New Year's Day is more of a day of recovery from, like, the previous night's events. So yeah. And of course, Doctor Who's a family show, and the families are all together, so it makes sense to have it on that day. I never know why it was changed, but hey ho, that's Chibnall for you. As I said, yeah, this is very interesting, and I hope to God that it's at least decent. That's what I've said for every Chibnall episode. I just hope it's decent. Like I said, Davros is one of my favourite villains. Maybe it's because I relate to him, I don't know. Not that I'm a Nazi, but I mean the fact that I spin around in a chair. But yeah, this is really interesting to me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, whether you think that this is a bad idea or a good idea, whether you think it's interesting, whether it's not. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Also, I know I don't promote this enough, because people have literally told me, Tharius, you gotta start promoting this stuff a bit more. And I'm like, yeah, fair enough. So in the descriptions below are links to my Twitter, so go give me a follow on there, because I got a new one. Also, to join in with more discussions, be sure to check out the Discord server for more entertaining conversations with other Doctor Who fans who are like-minded as you are. They might love the show, hate the show. Everyone with any sort of opinion on the show is welcome. I don't judge whatever your opinion is. Let you have your opinion. So check both of those things out down below if you're interested. If you're not, then that's cool. Just thought I'd mention it because, as I've said before, I have a tendency to forget to mention it. So thought I'd mention that here. Also, I'm thinking about getting a Patreon started. I don't know yet. We'll see, how, we're doing. Because obviously, I've only just sort of started to pick up in views again. Which, by the way, thank you for the overwhelming response to the initial rant to the episode 5 video. It was honestly quite heartening to see so many of you comment saying that you felt the same way, or you understood, or you're with me and stuff like that. That was just, really helpful. So thank you for that. Really appreciated it. And with all that said, thank you for watching, and I will see you. Have you been craving some high quality merch that doesn't have She Who Shall Not Be Named on the cover? Are you struggling to get a gift for a family member or relative after they seem to have everything after Christmas? Well, fear not, as I have the perfect solution. Introducing Thari's merch! Not only is this merch high quality and affordable, but if you purchase it, you'd also be helping me, which means a lot. But I didn't stop at just shirts. Oh no. On the Thari's merch store, you can get notepads, hoodies, mugs, and more. just visit the link in the description below and on screen now. Because hey, every penny you spend in the Tharry's merch store is a penny that the BBC won't see. And I think that that's something we should all be proud of.
Oh, look down there, you got a little shop. I like a little shop.
Never mind that.